My pageant journey came a full circle when I attended the 71st Miss World pageant in Mumbai a few months back, and I want to tell you all about in this video. I'm going to take you through the entire journey of my 24-hour trip to Mumbai, where I was invited to attend the 71st Miss World event. It was my first ever international pageant, and I will let you in on all the secrets and how it went and what key takeaways that I got from it. So stay tuned. So this time, Times was not handling the Miss World finale. So a lot of us got passes very last minute because they were first trying to get all the international crowd to come in. So I got my invite 2 days prior to the event. So I had to first think of an outfit. I knew that I could not source like a beautiful gown or a designer outfit in such less time. So I just went online and I booked the beautiful dress that I am going to link in the description. I booked the tickets to Mumbai very last minute at exorbitant prices, but I had to go for it. And to make things worse, I had a brand collab which I was shooting for the night prior. So I was just in a lot of frenzy, but I pulled it off and I started my journey. For some reason, I've become this person who just cannot sleep before an early morning flight because I have this like innate fear that I'll miss it. So yeah, here's me trying to get 3 hours of sleep. I had to send a public notice telling people that I cannot be meeting them because I used to live in Bombay, for people who don't know, for a long time. I went to Pragna's house after because she was kind enough to host me for a night. Pragna is my batchmate from 2022 who went ahead to then win Miss Supranational Asia 2022. And despite everything that she's achieved, she's an absolute sweetheart. No, later. How will I get you off glam if I do it later? Like this is supposed to be, the girls are supposed to know that beauty queens also,
Of course.
you know,
Always.
look all glam and beautiful. Pragya, say hi to everybody and tell us what we are here for today.
Miss World finale.
I then headed to a shoot at another place which I was doing, and this is how I was carrying the stuff because I had to get a clutch from another friend. Just a lot of sourcing and last minute things that happened because I did not have a clutch that matched my dress, and it was important to me. I then got a shoot done in the dress that I was wearing, which was not that great, but hey, you know, whatever you can do to make the most of the opportunity. We reached the venue, and the fun thing is, this was Geo World Convention Center, which is exactly the place where 2 years back I went and did my Femina Miss India finale. So quite literally a full circle. You will see that there is an entry for VIP, which is separate, which mostly includes all the crown winners as well as all the parents of the contestants, whereas we had to go through another exit. And you can also see Megan Young. She is one of my favorite Miss Worlds and also the first Miss World who won the crown for Philippines in 2013. And at the same time, you can also see a little bit of BTS of her getting tired, but she looked absolutely ethereal. And I also saw Karan Johar. There was Neeta Ambani, who got the Humanitarian Award by Julia Amore. And every time India would come to the next round, the crowd would go crazy because, of course, it was packed with a lot of Indians. A quick break, and then also got interviewed by a certain channel who was based out of the States. We then saw the final walk by the reigning queen, Carolina, and actually saw Czech Republic getting crowned. Although everybody was tired, I knew that we had to go network. So we actually climbed up on that stage, which we were denied entry to in one place. And then we went from another side. It was all glittery because there was a lot of confetti that had blasted. I also met Nikhil Anand, who is the current owner of the Miss Universe India franchise, and had a little chat with him. Also met Amisha, please say hi to her, and then did a little posing in front of the Miss World banner, which kind of matched the color of my dress, which was pretty cool. Then went back to Pragna's house in the middle of the night with my phone at 3% charge, left her a cute little note, and without disturbing her, went because I had an early morning flight again. You'll also notice us wishing Cine because she came so far. She was in the top 8, which is massive, and really kept the crowd hooked. Despite her being one of the competitors who I was competing with for the crown, I don't think any of us have any hard feelings, and we were just so happy to see her represent India in the best possible way she could. Here are a few things that you don't know. It was announced that the cast of Hira Mandi would be at the venue and walk with the contestants, but it started to play, and the cameras, of course, panned into the screen, and we realized that there is nobody on stage. We only realized much later that it was pre recorded, and all these contestants obviously in a timed show could not have changed in and out of heavy garments, and we definitely did not have Aditi Rao Hedri or Sonakshi Sinha or Sanjeeda Sheikh, all the women that I absolutely admire on stage. So that was all pre-recorded, and it just made it look like it was a part of the show, but it wasn't. Fun thing was Shark Tank India was the finale judge who all the girls finally had to pitch their Beauty with a Purpose project to. And although we were really excited to see what would come out of it, because we all know how the sharks are, right? They're pretty intimidating. And we knew that this cannot turn into one of those back and forth questioning. But what they didn't show was that there were judges who actually said, "Excuse me, can I ask a question back?" And then the host just said, "For now, let's just listen to them and their project and not cross question them on that." So they did actually get a chance to cross question, which kind of defeated the whole purpose of them being there. But although that was quite a crossover we were not expecting. If you've been watching so far, before I head to the key takeaways, I want you to comment learning every day, because I know that I spilled a lot of things and actually helped you understand what happens behind the scenes. Learning every day in the comments. The first key takeaway was perseverance and growth. I personally really did not think I could have it in me to be a part of this industry after. But I persevered through the failure of probably not winning the crown and continuing to educate people to be on the other side, invited to watch my very own fellow contestant who did win the pageant that year represent India internationally. And it filled my heart with so much pride and almost a sense of questioning that it has been 2 years since I participated, solid 2 years, which means life has changed for me so much. Whereas Sini, who won, had to carry the responsibility of the crown with her for 2 whole years. And that is not easy. And kudos to her to be able to do that, because competitions that happen in Miss World aren't as systematic as a pageant like Miss Universe, for example. So a lot of contestants have to wait really long to get their chance to shine on the grand stage and then move on with their life. They cannot move on until they finish their duty of representing India. So I genuinely encourage you, despite whether you get through an audition, whether you get through the pageant, whether you win the crown, just make sure you get as much value as you can from it and you grow with it. The second key takeaway is importance of networking and relationships. I got to stay at a very short notice at a friend's place because I was in touch with her. I just didn't dismiss people after the pageant got over. I made sure that despite us being extremely tired at the end of the pageant because it ended like at midnight, I still went ahead and went on stage to speak to industry experts. That's how I met a lot of people, clicked a lot of pictures, and just got my face out there, which is again important. I also remember sending a message to all my other friends, because quite a few were invited who've also been giving sessions, and asking them, "Where are you seated?" Because I wanted to go say hi, although I was seated much ahead of them because I went in very early and sat. This is how you just continue to build relationships. You continue to maintain them. It does take effort, but that effort has to put in by you, because it'll always be fruitful in some place or the other. The third would be preparing for the unexpected. A lot of things in the pageant space happen very last minute. You need to pull your socks up and say, "All right, maybe I'm sleeping at 3, but I will wake up at 6 and do this. Okay, I don't have an outfit for this, but I'm going to quickly figure out how I'm going to get it done." It's very important to plan ahead, but it's also very important to be flexible. I could have very easily said, "Oh my God, this seems extremely stressful. I have a brand collab I'm doing the day before, and I have office the day after, so I can't do this." But I just figured a way to fit it in. And it's an experience that I will always remember because it made me feel super complete. So being adaptable and being flexible is very important in this space. Next would be embracing opportunities for personal branding. Made sure that we got a photo shoot done prior, which is helpful because you are not only connecting with a makeup artist, a photographer, and maintaining relationships with them, you also get pictures at the end of the event rather than just being someone who was a spectator and who sat and watched. So always try to find ways where you can up your personal branding. All in all, it was such a beautiful journey. My eyes were so tired, but my heart was so happy because it really came to picture why things happen the way they do. A lot of times you'll hear people say, I'm sure everything is happening for a reason. And you're just going to be like, what reason is it, man? I'm unhappy right now. I'm sad. I'm hurt. But if you hold on to something that's given to you without completely discarding it away, you will realize that things happen for the better. I personally have no regrets of not winning the crown in my year. um, I'm sure my life would have been extremely different, and maybe the fame that I would have received was tenfold. And I do believe I had it in me to carry the responsibilities that would be given, but I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. For instance, making a YouTube channel and talking to all of you and getting so much love directly from all of you, and being able to share knowledge, which is the crux of all that I am. I am such a knowledge driven, value driven person. All right, on that note, this video comes to an end. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you watched so far because I have a lineup of some amazing videos that are coming up, which is going to be super useful to you. Make sure you like this video, you comment what you thought, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.